The clock in my grandmother's house always strikes 13, and last night I found out why. When I was a kid, I spent summers at my grandmother's old farmhouse. It was a cozy place, filled with knickknacks and the smell of fresh-baked bread. But one thing always unnerved me: the grandfather clock in the living room. It was massive, with ornate carvings of strange faces and vines twisting around its frame. But the strangest thing was the chime. Every night at midnight, instead of striking 12, the clock would strike 13. When I asked my grandmother about it, she'd wave me off. "It's just old, sweetheart. Don't pay it any mind." But even as a child, I could tell she was uneasy when the clock chimed. Last month, my grandmother passed away, and the house was left to me. I hadn't been back there in years, but stepping into the living room felt like stepping into a memory. Everything was exactly as I remembered it, including the grandfather clock. I decided to stay the night. At midnight, I waited for the clock to chime, expecting the familiar 13 strikes. But as it chimed, something felt different. Each strike was louder, more deliberate, almost like a heartbeat. And when it hit 13, the room went silent. Then I heard the faint sound of something moving inside the clock. I tried to tell myself it was just the gears, but curiosity got the better of me. I opened the glass panel on the front and peered inside. What I saw made my blood run cold. Behind the pendulum was a small hidden door I'd never noticed before. It had no handle, but it was slightly ajar. I hesitated, but then I reached out and pulled it open. Inside was a narrow, dark tunnel, no bigger than a crawl space. The air that seeped out was icy and smelled of damp earth. I shone my phone's flashlight inside, but the tunnel seemed to stretch endlessly. That's when I saw them, faint smudged handprints on the walls of the tunnel, like someone or something had been crawling through it. I slammed the door shut and backed away, heart pounding. The clock immediately began to tick again, but now the sound was off. It wasn't steady anymore. It was erratic, like something inside was trying to get out. I didn't sleep that night, and the next morning, I packed my bags and left. I've since hired someone to remove the clock from the house, but they called me yesterday with unsettling news. "There's no way to move it," they said. "It's rooted into the floor, like it's grown there." And last night, even miles away in my apartment, I swear I heard 13 chimes. Like and subscribe for part 2.